With the Knicks season officially over, they're constantly being tied to a new player every day. Today, they're being tied to John Wall. According to an NBA executive, the Knicks have some level of interest in John Wall. Wall was a huge question mark coming into the season. He's a player that has missed 2 straight years due to injury and was traded to Houston last offseason in exchange for Russell Westbrook. Most fans wondered if Wall could ever be a good player again after coming off 2 brutal lower body injuries, including a torn Achilles. Well, Wall had a nice bounce back year, averaging 21 points and 7 assists per game. He isn't prime Washington Wizards John Wall, but he proved that he still is very good. So in this video, let's discuss how good Wall is in 2021 and should the Knicks trade for him. But before you continue, if you like content like this, please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a banger. Now let's get started. The Houston Rockets had the worst record in the NBA this season, but Wall was a bright spot of their team. Coming off a torn Achilles, it would have been fair to assume that his athleticism would fall off a cliff, but he proved this year that he still had the lightning quick burst that once made him an all-NBA player. He could still use his explosiveness and handles to break down defenders and get all the way to the rim. Another area of his game that remains very good is his passing, as he's still one of the best playmaking guards in the league. His 7 assists per game ties for 11th overall in the league. Wall is still very unselfish, and his court vision is ridiculous. He's able to find open players with pinpoint accuracy when he draws double teams. Wall is also a pretty strong defender. He's not the all-NBA defender he was in Washington, but he's still pretty good as an all-ball defender, thanks in large part to his great physical tools at 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan. And he also does a good job as an off-ball defender, playing the passing lanes and providing help defense, which is why he averages near a block and a steal a game. While Wall still does a lot of things on the court at a high level, he still struggles with his efficiency and injury. He still only shot 40% from the field and 31% from 3 this year, and he missed the final month of the season with a hamstring injury. On the year, he only played in 40 out of the 72 games for the Houston Rockets. So now that we looked at Wall's abilities as a player, does he make sense on the Knicks? Well, he would certainly be an upgrade over Elfrid Payton. Payton had his moments, but he fell off a cliff at the end of the season, and he was unplayable in the playoffs. Wall's scoring and playmaking would be a huge upgrade for the Knicks as a starting point guard, but he wouldn't improve the Knicks' spacing as he still only shot 31% from 3 this year. Furthermore, we can't forget about his contract situation. Wall still has 2 years left on his contract. He's owed $41 million next season and $47 million the following season. And while the second year is a player option, Wall will undoubtedly opt in because no team in their right mind would pay Wall anywhere near close that amount of money in free agency. So if I was the Knicks, while he would be an upgrade, his contract to me is a deal breaker. If you're the Knicks, you should be looking to stay flexible. You want to upgrade the roster this offseason, but not to a point where it hurts your cap space long term. As long as the Knicks remain relevant, they should be attractive to some of the better free agents. They may not land an all-star in free agency this year, but they need to make sure they keep cap space open. There will definitely be cheaper options at point guard this offseason with a much smaller price tag. But that's going to be it for me, guys. What do you think of the John Wall rumors? Would you trade for him? And if not, what point guard would you like to see the Knicks acquire this offseason? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your day.